Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 201st One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice on Tuesday, December 21st, 2021. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Cremond. I'll be host today. And we are joined with members of the Universal Council, as per usual, for this special day, this December 21st broadcast. And its specialness will be described by the members of the Universal Council as we get into today's program. And let me bring that up and let's begin.
Good morning. This is Azar UC Farsi. Today is a glorious day. As usual, we gathered in this platform on Tuesdays and for One Planet, One Nation, One Race, for justice and world peace. And as we know, the Universal Council are working through the soul of the man, not through the physicality of the man. So there is no positioning here, there is no title, but it's just like a fountain that never ends giving water, as water. So Universal Council is giving constantly from their soul to the language they connected and in totality to all humanity. So today is a special day because you can feel it in the air. Even Mr. Keshe talked about the birth of Mitzvah on December 21st. And today is the day. And when you think about Mitzvah, when he came to this planet thousands of years ago, God created him, created his soul, which is part of him, to oversee the grace and divine grace in kings. Mitzvah was the light that's illuminated everywhere, the sign of fertility, the sign of divine order in everything. But now today, the most amazing thing is that divine soul is showing up in physicality. The union of physical soul and the soul. And this is amazing because until now, humanity has so much separation between his own physicality and the soul that what perceived was only physicality, what is out there. But with the birth of Mitzvah, what will happen, each of us, because of his grace, because what he brought, when we open to it, you find that treasure within ourselves, that treasure which is our soul. And up to now, we're so busy interfering with everything which is outside of ourselves, because we think this is it. We just have to do things constantly and be busy because we don't know the fact that we are the grace and life on this planet and this beautiful life that we are. And with this, in time, from today on, each of us, one by one, find the treasure. And once we find that treasure and get in touch with it and become unified with it, become one with it, we're so amazed by this treasure that we become silent. It's going to get to a point that people on this planet is going to be silent for the whole planet for a period of time, because that treasure is so amazing that you don't have time to talk to anybody. You see the beauty of it. People don't have time to do a warmongering, a stealing, all cease because of the treasure that they find with the birth of Mitra. It's just like when, you see, when humanity has lost the trust in who they were until now. You see, when a father or a mother have a baby and throw the baby in the air, and the baby laughs and smiles until you capture the baby. Why the baby laughs and smiles when you throw the baby up? Because the baby has trust that you're gonna get her. She's not gonna fall on the floor. This is where Mitra, when Mitra is here, you find that trust, you find that union, and you find that treasure. And today, one of the things that I realized, you wake up, I woke up with this enormous joy in my skin. In Farsi, we say, توی پوستم جا نمیشم. It means I can't fit in my skin. It means you want to burst out of your skin. You feel something, that feeling of something is happening. Something is so good, and you don't know what it is, but years, how things is gonna.
Hello, Azar. I think I'm losing a connection there. Or maybe it's at my end.
I lost it too.
Okay. We've lost your voice, Azar. Can you, sounded like a bandwidth thing, I think. Oh, I think she has to come back.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we hear you now. We just lost a couple of sentences there at the end.
I think, yeah, I think I just fell out. I don't know why. I was on my computer, but I thought I might go on my phone. But anyway, I continue here. So today is the day that we understand that with birth of Mitra, that part of us that we, until now, it was unknown, is gonna show itself to you. It's like a teacher which is within you, start to contact you, knock on your door, and teach you about who you are, who you really, really are. And once that happens, you have no time for anything except love and giving, because love and giving becomes so deep in us, so engraved in us, that humanity one time will look at the history of himself, what they did, all these wars, all this killing, that they cannot believe that was them, because they cannot fathom that could have been possible. What they're going to grasp in coming time is going to become a world that the only thing we're going to perceive is just love, because there's no filtration. The veil between the physical soul and the soul is going to be gone. It's completely going to be gone. There is no more separation. It becomes one. That's the role of mitzvah that just was born today in physicality. And nobody, no one can change the fate of what is going to happen. No one. So it's our job to just welcome it. The more you are open to it, the more welcome it, the sooner you grasp that, the sooner you feel it, the sooner you feel this joy within your skin that you don't know what to do with it. And then that's actually just like a virus is contagious. No matter who you touch, they will become that. So it's easy because it's just like soul to soul to soul to soul. It has a ripple effect all over the world. So this is something we need to celebrate, celebration of this beautiful, amazing thing that has happened to humanity, which we cannot even describe in words. I mean, thousands of years ago, others experienced it in different way, in the soul level, but we experience it in both soul and physical soul. And we are very absolutely lucky to be alive at this time of Earth. And also talking about mitzvah, there's another subject that is so important and to us, to all of us, that Mr. Keshe is so involved with it since 4 or 5 weeks ago, is Vienna, and the meeting in Vienna 5+1, and what's going on. And we, since then, we have started to giving from our souls to the soul of the negotiator who are in Vienna. And Mr. Keshe described the situation last time on Thursday, that how each group stands for how some of them are more mature than the others. But it really doesn't matter. It's our job to be able to give freely from our soul to their soul. And each of us carry a strength that can match their strength. So the more of us can participate in this, the more we can accomplish in what we do. And we plan to finish this negotiation by December 21st. Let's hope for that. We still have time. But even if not, I really don't see sign of anything is not good, because I have a feeling that everything is going to go well. It's a matter of time. So we will know about the 5+1 and negotiation. What's the latest news on Thursday from Mr. Keshe? I'm going to read this platform here. After this, we can go to 10 minutes silent, and Dean can take the time, hold the time, and tell us when it's over. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal, and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. Thank you. We can go to the silent. Thank you.
thank you all for being present and being in the moment for the birth of Mitra, and for being silent for the 5+3 negotiations that are continuing on in Vienna. I'd like to thank each and every one of you that are present in these moments. And thank you from the souls that are present for the beauty of your feel strength that you are gathering and giving out to the whole of creation by being present in this moment. Thank you all for being present. Thank you, Azza.
Thank you, Dean.
This is a wish. I wonder if you can bring in Caroline Griller, please, from the panel or from the attendees.
She's
here.
already present.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Hello. It's an honor for me to present this wish. We wish that Corona has ended. We wish that Corona has disappeared. We wish that Corona is over. We are present, the Universal Council.
I am present. We are present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I am present.
I am present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I think, do anyone wants to read this wish?
I can read it.
Okay, thank you.
We, the Universal Council and all humanity, have united and achieved Mitra and created conditions for the beginning of plasma era in exchange of peace. I am present.
I am
I am
present.
present.
I am present.
I'm present.
I am present.
I'm present. I am present.
I am present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I am present.
Yes, that was the slide for the silence, but anyway. Okay, so we are celebrating Mitra. I am Marie, I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. And we have some videos from Iran we want to show. We just stay on this page, Rick. This is Marie again, and I wanted to read some extracts that I've used in the teachings about Mitra. So the first one is from the 330th Knowledge Seekers Workshop, where Mr. Kirsch says, Mitra is the essence of the Creator. The essence is the ray radiating from the central sun, which is the Creator. Everything in creation is created from these rays, the Mitras, from the Creator. And the next extract is from the 360th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Through history, man has been told the 21st of December is the day of the birth of Mitra. Last time Mitra was born on Earth was some 8,000 years ago. Mitra was a soul, the light, the shine, the brightness of the light was the sign of Mitra. Mitra itself is a version, a copy of the life and the cycle of Eve and Adam, where Adam is the creator and Eve being Mitra, created in creation by the Creator for him to be loved and to love. Mitra was teaching humanity on a soul level, since at that time there were not many other possibilities. This time, those of you who have access to the knowledge of the universe will understand this, why the birthday and the life and celebration of the 21st of March comes along, which brings the Mitra and the beginning of life, a new cycle on this planet, where in the coming time we bring the two to be one, and soon mankind will understand. And then there is an extract from 363rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. In so many ways, everything will become one, and in so many ways, mankind reaches the point of maturity, and it needs one soul to take everything over, one soul to be made out of pure love and creation that will change the society of the Unicos in one click. It has the power of the Creator to be able to do the switch, and with it, enlightenment of the whole of Unicos to be established. This is not what we dreamed about. This is what we set out to be done, and our wish is our command. It's the merger of the universe and humanity. It's the measure of the completion of the cycle of creation, where there shall be no need of messengers, but it's the completion of the message from the Creator to the created, with no intermediaries. In this way, it's made easy, as everything from now on will be born with the basic knowledge of the Unicos. Every race will receive the same knowledge and the same energy that all races from the point of establishment will be able to understand the process of creation. And in this process, no race in the universe will be faster or higher than another, as all will be enlightened by the same soul. And then there is an extract from the 329th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. The first being who understood this became Mitra. It means understanding the connection between the energy and the physicality and its connection with its creator. But he had to come to that point because she wasn't the creator herself. She was a mother. The true Mitra is in reality the first person who understood this and saw the beauty in what he creates. In reality, you see through the eyes what we call the Mitra, the origin, the first thoughts who understood the balance between the creation, the creator, and the environment which was created in. And if you look at it, that's what Mitraism is: the creator, the created, and the environmental condition that it connects the creator to the created. Talk good, do good, think good. And at the end here, I will read something that is from the latest Knowledge Seekers Workshop, the 411th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. We're approaching 21st of December. Many of you have set life to see the change to manifestation of Mitra. Mitra has manifested itself in the dimension of physicality millions of years ago. Had not manifested itself in the dimension of physicality millions of years ago, but in the dimension of the soul. So in many ways, when it comes to time of what we call Mitra, it means the time when a man will start to understand the full process of the creation, not only for man, but for the rest of the creatures of the universe. It is what we call the birth of the totality in understanding the love of the creator when it's created. Thank you. Is there other council members that wants to say something about Mitra? Maybe?
Yes, I want to say this is Shwetanvar, you see Hindi language, and as Mitra is appeared, Mother is appeared in the physical form in this moment, all the moment, as humanity needs her more than any time. So this is the way she appeared, and now she touches every soul, as we say, and we welcome her from the core of our heart and soul. And because she is here, as humanity needs, and she is also referred to the ancient energy that was always in the soul level, the goddess Anahita, also the goddess of water. And Anahita means that there is no water without any imperfection. Anahita means. So there is no imperfection, but when it goes out in the magnitude, there are many, many creations she created. And now she becomes the creator, as we all know how she creates. And she was created in all love by our creator, who is one. So this is the beauty of the creator. We can see now, we will see, and all that is going in a way that shouldn't be going will not happen again. And the star formation has been completed in a way for humanity to transmute and transform and to transit. So I will say that in the love of this knowledge of the touching of the soul of Mitra, manifesting in a way in the dimension of physicality now as the birth of her in this beauty and totality. I will also thank to our lovely Keshe Foundation for giving us all the knowledge. And I have some few words to Keshe Foundation too, that it was then I was living, but there was no life. Like a poem half never to be fulfilled. Then my love, Keshe Foundation, you came with all that is love. And then I understood the breathing, the peace, and the love of life and living. The poem is complete in beauty and totality as Mitra has appeared. I love you, Keshe Foundation, from the core of my heart and soul in the crystalline clarity as Anahita is. So this is about all souls, all physicality from all over the world and the universe. And for me, I will say, nobody will say anymore that we are orphan and we are poor and we are in hunger, as we know how it is and how she's going to do that. And I will say that all the poverty will be gone and people will be happy forever. No discrimination, nothing. And I'm very happy those who are living the life of the Creator in the dynamic field of the Creator. And there is no time for fear anymore. No more fear. We are depleting those energies anyway, anyhow. So she's now everywhere and we are with her in her all ethos. And this is I will say, the most beautiful time man will experience as a soul I am. This is my heart and soul saying about Mitra. She was wandering as a soul from galaxy to galaxy, universe to universe, planets to planets, soul to soul, giving the awakening, the awareness of interdependency, of love with each other, how to become independent and free. So this is the freedom we are getting. Thank you so much. And I welcome her. I welcome her. I say Suswagatam to her to be here with us, giving love to all of us. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Hello, everybody. Is it possible that I could? I'm going to read something from a Knowledge Seekers Workshop 408. It's about Mitra. It's about creating the soul of Mitra. And this is from Mr. Kesh. When we talk about Mitra, Mitra does not collect or did not collect the rays of every race in the universe, the best of, to create a child of manifestation of physicality. We have to understand that all of these rays came from the Creator. She collected the totality of what she allowed from the best thing of the lover to create perfection. As she can feed back to the lover, not only I take, I give back, that we are equal in loving each other. I become the source of manifestation to show your beauty. This is why, with the birth of Mitra, we see both the created and the Creator within. The soul and the soul of physicality within the tangibility of all. The beauty of the presence of Mitra is not just that that the human race will see them, but every race will confess to her beauty and existence, because they all collected from the same, the best. She did not collect from the soul of physicality. She collected from the soul of created, the best. And this is what it is. And we've been waiting for some time of the creation. You call it Adam and Eve. Thank you all for listening. So that excerpt from 408, Knowledge Seekers Workshop, Mr. Kesh delivered, and I think that has a lot of poignance and beauty for the birth of Mitra in these moments. And I think for all of us, Mitra has been born within all of us. She's present within each and every single one of us. We are all of the same. So that field strength we all have, and we can all share amongst ourselves and be connected. And as we already have been, always have been. And in this joyous and wonderful occasion, I noticed in Austria today, when I awoke, it was the most incredible, beautiful morning. Not just a morning, the whole day was very bright. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. And it was a very incredible, crisp day. And it seemed to signify the birth of Mitra and the birth for many of humanity to experience the beauty of this knowledge that we all have come to learn and are present with in these moments, thanks to the knowledge that the Foundation, and particularly Mr. Kesh, has shared with humanity. And in this moment, it is wonderful to be present with each and every soul in this moment. Thank you all.
Do we have others that wants to, or end of the panelists? And
I would like to say something, but I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
So good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Like Mr. Kesh said, this special day, I just at the soul level, we're already united, and now we just need to see the manifestation at the physical level. But from today, and I can really, I don't know, I can really feel, I don't know, it's becoming more clear to me that is already done. We are already united. So Mitra, it's all of us, all humanity, united in one soul. And that it's already happened. And now we will see the manifestation in the time to come. So I just want to say welcome to this new plasma era.
Maybe we continue to the next slide.
Oh, yes, this is Shwetanvar, and I have drawn this picture as Swam Avatar, you know, the avatar, the supreme being within ourselves, and this star formation. And that time I didn't know, as I said, but I'm sorry, I was sketching. I was sketching and drawing from within who I am or what is to be done, but I was not aware. But then this is the manifestation of Mitra for me, holding the star formation, the Star of David, and the manifestations coming of beauty and totality. And this copper plate, when I was coating it with butane torch, several colors were coming out of this plate. Before blackening, it becomes the becoming the carbogen, as our beautiful teacher Alex Korik says, the carbogen, the bridge of peace between all, you and me and you, I with Mitra, you with Mitra, Mitra with Creator, I with Creator, all of us with this bridge. And this is the bridge we have created of peace. We are crossing through this bridge with different colors. And this is in the left-hand side, in the bottom corner, there is the mixture of CO2 with henna powder. Henna means, henna we use in coloring the hair, but here in India, Pakistan, Middle East, and Bangladesh, we use this henna to decorate with color for beautiful for women. This is the beauty for the woman, the color of the woman, for the brides, for the newlywed woman, the woman of love, light, and care and kindness. So I offer her this color of love from all of the women as a creator, the experience of a creator. So thank you for being with us, my mother Mitra. And this is the flower and the offering for her, with all love to her, as she is now everywhere, coming from within us, going within all of us, and becoming the star. And we are here. That is the beauty and the wonderfulness, I will say, the out of a comprehension, happiness and joy. And now we are aware of her. She will be here, and we can see her all with all her beauty and glory back, and after eons of time. Thank you so much. And these are the things we have. All of us have created something out of that moments when we are unaware of her, unaware of about the Creator's dimension, so dynamic, so enlightened. And thank you very much for listening. And this is the way my susceptibilities, my perception about Mitra and the ancient, the young, the forever goddess, the goddess of love, light, beauty, care, and peace in beauty and totality. Thank you so much. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
Does anyone wants to add to the knowledge from attendees? Before we go to Dome of Peace, I just want to add something to the presence of Mitra among us. The way I feel is with Mitra's presence showing up in the physicality of the man in both dimensions, we start understanding the, until now we went for knowledge and research for knowledge, and we went for university, and we constantly look for something outside to learn, to memorize, to strive. We go to school, we go to universities. But the true knowledge comes from within us. That's the knowledge of the Creator. So even if you go back to the old time, when we look at the Latin word for education, becomes deture, the truth. It means to lead out. It means we lead out the knowledge from within ourselves. That was the intention of the Creator, that we access His knowledge from within. So I feel the presence of Mitra, it allows us to see things in a different way, in a way that each of us get to a point that what is it really, really important to my soul on this planet? And then it's just like you go to the market to buy some gold coin, and the person selling you the gold coin, he has a bag, and then they're all gold coin, you look at them, but then there's some fake one in there, and there's some real one. And then up to now, you just went and you also picked the fake one. But now, when you go pick up the gold coin in the market, your eyes, the way you feel is so laser sharp, you can see which one is the real gold, which one is not real. So we understand from within ourselves what is really important in life. And when the sweetness of what is important for me, that I can sit in that sweetness of what I do for hours, that sweetness of life, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't, because the sweetness of life doesn't come from if I go give a lecture and 100,000 gonna listen to me and look how big of a speaker I am, or I did something big. The sweetness of life, it comes when in the midst of life itself, suddenly something happened and you get involved with it as it comes your way, and you get drowned in it. And that's what the sweetness comes. It catches you unexpected, and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to plan for it. And actually, life is not planning. Life, it just is. We just have to allow that life is happening to open the door for that life to show you the way. Because the life itself, when the door opens and you start doing things, it could be a little thing, could be something you just suddenly open and you get a flower just randomly and give it to a stranger. You didn't plan for it, or something else shows up and you just do it. That's the sweetness that's just like, you cannot compare that sweetness of that with anything in the world. It does, if someone gives you everything in the world and want to take away that sweetness that you feel within you, you don't want to do it, because it's worth so much to you that even they want to give you the whole planet or universe, it doesn't matter to you, because you can be in a little hut, but you feel the sweetness of life. You could be eating a pear, but you feel the sweetness of life. You're not sitting in a 5-star restaurant eating a steak or something, but it doesn't matter to you, because you found that sweetness, which is the Creator Himself within us, that gives us that sweetness. And all of us have it. But we got so busy with things that outside of us, we got preoccupied with different things. Once someone said, you look for eating so many different places, you got busy what you're gonna have for breakfast, what you're gonna for lunch, or you get busy for so many outfits you're gonna wear, and you got busy with different things you wanna attach to yourself, that you really got hidden. The actual you got hidden beneath all this physicality that we created, which is actually rotting humanity. But look for simplicity of life itself. Don't go for doing big things. Look around you. What do you see? Pay attention. What do you see? Even if you wake up in the morning, you see a flower, just look at the flower. Don't turn away from it and go for your cup of coffee. Just look at it for 2 minutes, even 2 minutes, look at it. It teaches you a lot. Don't look away from simplest thing in life, because that simplest thing brings a lot of knowledge that start to unblock all the garbage that is sitting around your soul, and the soul starts like a fountain to knowledge that you cannot even imagine that such thing exists in the whole universe. And you don't want to trade that for anything, ever, ever. And you might even want to go to hiding for a month, because you don't want to hear any voice, any noise, because that sweetness, it keeps you busy for eternity.
Thank you, Asai. I want to read this Dome of Peace from Mr. Kirsch. Please remember this Sunday and every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet. Kirsch Foundation knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the GANS waters around the world at 12 p.m. CET and 18 p.m. CET every Sunday, at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest moment by the soul of the man to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of life of this planet. And there is an extension to this that Mr. Kirsch has given us, like a next step to create the Dome of Peace with the power of our own soul. He says, we asked you to spread the GANS waters each Sunday. Now we give you a new path. Now try to unite each other's souls. Try to elevate the soul of humanity through your own soul to a level that no one can touch the embodiment of the human race. Choose a time where all of you come together on the soul level in a state of inner calmness. At that time, don't spread the water of the GANS, but spread your soul. Unite, and in time we will make a new race out of the soul of the man. And then, instead of doing it once a week, we do it all the time. That is from Mr. Kirsch. So we continue spraying the GANS waters on Sundays, but we will simultaneously do this soul unification and elevate the soul of humanity and the 5+1 and the EAE. I can't say it, but you know what I mean, the International Atomic Energy Association, I think it is. So that was what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. It's Dean here again. I'd just like to say, just continue on the Dome of Peace. So we have the birth of Mitra that has occurred in this moment, in this day. And it was spoken about possessions and things we have and we possess. And it made me, I had a feel strength that came to me of a thought of many people that have many conditions that have happened for enlightened souls, as being when they have lost interest in the possessions of the wealth. They've come to realize and understand that the wealth really is within inside themselves, as we all know through these teachings. And when you start to realize this, we all need certain aspects to sustain our daily lives. And we all use these tools and for our daily lives. When you come to the realization that that wealth really is deep within you, and this, the birth of Mitra is now within us too. And if we, in this moment, all join and realize this wealth of knowledge that we have and that we are sharing with humanity and beyond, this stretches out well beyond humanity. This is across the creation. And so many races now are experiencing the birth of Mitra. And so that enlightenment of the soul, that enlightenment of the being, of the essence of the soul, takes away the possession of, well, not takes away, releases some of the burden of the physical state. We have the beauty of this physicality, but we also have the wonderful intention and beauty of the soul, the sun that sits within inside each and every one of us. And when we radiate out and when we give to the fields, give wonderful intentions to the fields, it's unlimited. And the birth of Mitra brings us even more forward, that we can enhance and create the conditions and the environment in each and every one of us and around our environment with our thoughts and intentions. And the wish that was made today for very poignantly from and read out by Caroline, for the wishes for the end of the corona. It's an incredibly beautiful wish in these moments. And knowing the knowledge and knowing the wishes and the beauty of the and the absolute incredible, thinking the right word again, beauty of the soul. We know that the field strength once created has to manifest. And when we all join together in these moments and become still and enjoy the wealth of the knowledge and the wealth within inside ourselves, we are free. We can do whatever we wish to be and whatever we wish to experience in each and every moment, and particularly this moment. And when we create the space gap, that energy flow, where we go very still, we tap into that wealth of knowledge within inside ourselves. We start to touch Mitra and everything, each and every one of us. We connect as one, and we then enhance the fields, not only through the peace negotiations of one particular place in Vienna, but the peace negotiations within each and every soul of physicality that is in a condition, in an environment on this planet in these moments. So once more, we have that space gap. And I can feel my heart gently beating, connecting with the universe, connecting with each and every one of you. Thank you all.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you for your beautiful words and your beautiful voice. I will say that now we are in the dome of peace, the home of peace, and the celebration of the Valentine, the Mitra, the friend, is now forever. Nobody is going to be excluded anymore. This celebration is for every soul, everybody, from everywhere, as she's everywhere. So this is also I want to say, and this is so much happiness, that has been created, and the knowledge it's out of comprehension. I cannot say it in few words. This is so much, so much. We are all becoming poets. We are all becoming writers. We are all becoming scientists. We are all telling people how a soul works. This is outstanding. For me, a position so dynamic as she is, Mitra. So, and we became, with the love of her and the creator, we all became lovers. Now we share love with each other, always. How to share, we know now. When to share, we know now. And when is all the moments, always. So this is timeless. And we are very, very in this transition position, and she is with her, with all of us, I apologize, with all of us, and all of us from wherever you are, even you are not listening, she is with you from everywhere you are, wherever you are. So this is not in the hand of few bunch of people anymore. It is all of us, and it will be always. The Valentine is here, and we are all Valentinos, you know. Thank you, my dear Dean.
Thank you, Sweta. It's always wonderful to hear your beautiful voice too, and to hear all the members of the Universal Council. And it would be nice to hear many of the members coming forward and celebrating this moment with the birth of Mitra, and just that connectedness, that condition of giving to each other and being present, standing forward, and being present with each other on a soul level, on a physicality level, and coming forward with the feel strength to gather this connection of the beauty of universal knowledge. This is a Universal Council meeting. This has implications that spread a field strength across this planet. But that's just the viewpoint of a human thought. So when we expand it out, our consciousness, when we expand out the field strength, then it reaches out across the galaxy and onto a universe. And then the universe is, and then back to the creator, back to creation. And then, as Mr. Keshe would say, the cycle starts all over again. And when that cycle starts from a correct seed, that very correct seed from the very point, initial creation, then the whole creation from that blooms into the most wonderful field strength and manifestations of beauties like Mitra. And I'm sure there's many other conditions that mankind has not experienced yet. Thank you, Sweta.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, my dear friends, for your feelings, expressions. And I just want to express my own feeling, and maybe it can be used by anyone who wants to feel Mitra. If you haven't noticed it up to today, you just sit down and let go of everything you have to do. Just be in your feeling, in your vibration. Just be there and see if you feel some kind of lightness and love and ease in your heart. For me, that's Mitra. Every day I watch how I feel, and I felt it. So just look for it, Mitra, in your heart. And I hope you find it. And I have a feeling, strong feeling, that the love we have is big enough to cover all the faults and shortcomings and the difficulties around us, with people, with ourselves, with everything. And I feel it's covering all of that, this love, this light. In fact, the word Mitra comes from Sanskrit, And then it is the same as Mehr. Mehr means sun, love. And Mitra is the symbol of sun, light, beauty, the most beautiful of everything. That's all I wanted to share. And I just thought maybe it's good these days. We just let go of the things we have to do and just think we are in a civilization. We don't have to do anything. And just go into our feelings and our vibrations to see what's going on there. Oh, thank you.
Mr. Kesh, for the occasion of birth of Mitra, can you tell us something that we need to know, what to expect in the coming time, please?
One other thing I wanted to say, my experience also, according to Ms. Kesh's teachings, and of course other teachers in the past, just detach yourself from all this material, not necessary things. Detachment is what gives the soul the lightness to go wherever it wants. That's our most precious treasure we have in ourselves. It's just up to us how to use it. Creator gives anybody the same amount of light. It's just up to us to make us worthy of getting up and using our potentials. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the next slide.
We can skip this today, and we can have the sharing of love from beautiful souls, those who are present in the Knowledge Seeker workshop. I mean the One Planet, One Race, One Nation, one for justice and world peace. Please to share the love. They are all lovers, loving each other always from eons, just not realizing. Now we realized. Please to share. Please. I welcome you. Thank you.
I do notice there's a in the Q&A from Maysam, I believe is the way it's pronounced. It's in regards to what Azar said earlier, and he says, Miss Bojaran, have a nice day. I want to send a message to Mr. Kesh. I want to declare my readiness for that battle. Certainly with the support and energy of scholars, that courage and energy is created in me. And that's the probably somewhat rough translation into English of the Persian or Iranian that is posted in the Q&A. So that's what Google says it is, at least.
Rick, you said it correctly. What you said exactly the same thing that he said. He wrote in Farsi in Q&A is exact. You translated very good.
Okay, well, I have to give the credit to Mr. Google, not myself, but I guess it does work sometimes that way. So thank you for that, Meisham. Now, something I'd kind of like to bring up just briefly here. If we have a look at the image that I selected for the today's meeting, you can see that this is a carving in the rock, and this has a history about it, and we've seen that image. You've probably seen this a few times in reference to Mithra. If we were to just get up my my other page here, just a second. If we look, for example, at, just go to Wikipedia and look at Mithra, we find it's a couple of interesting things. Mithra, which comes from the Old Persian, is the Zoroastrian angelic entity, angelic divinity, I should say, of covenant, light, and oath. So basically the god of light. So in addition to being the divinity of contracts, that's an interesting phrase in itself. If we look at that in terms of the 5+2 negotiations going on right now, and Mithra is actually the god of covenant or the god of contracts. So at this point in time, it's very much a relevant figure. And it says Mithra is also a judicial figure. So justice, judicial, which also ties into the 5+2 and negotiations and the one nation, one planet, one race for world peace and justice. So that also ties in. And if we look at, it also is interesting that Mithra is also the guardian of cattle, the harvest, and of the waters. So Mithra is the protector of the waters. And what we were just talking about is the Dome of Peace, the spring of the Gans water, and of course the water in all of its manners is very important to the teaching and technology of the plasma teachings. So this, I didn't read that until today, so I thought that was quite interesting, the tie-in being the guardian of the waters as well. And so then it brings up this image, which is part of the image that you see it's one of the three entities that we see carved in this relief. So I thought, okay, that's interesting. And I was wondering, well, what is this guy doing with this sword? And sometimes Mithra is looked at as the god of justice, and I could see a sword kind of coming into that and so on. But it's not actually a sword. And if you look at even this relief closely, you see if I don't know if I can blow it up, but it doesn't take to that very well. But you can see in its sword thing here, it's actually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines going through. Oops, there, it's a little better there. You can see all these lines. It's not really a sword. You can even see under his fingers there. It's a series of what look to be rod-like structures. So I get kind of interested in that. And the other thing we notice here right away is look at the radiant rays coming off of the head of this entity. And if we look at the other two entities, see, it turns out that Mithra is the one on the left here of these three. The one on the right is like the absolute or the unmanifested creator, you could say. And Mithra is the god of light, of the manifestation of light. So I was wondering, what was this sword-like thing doing? Why was Mithra holding this sword-like thing? And the other two have this sort of wreath-like connection happening between them and so on. And is Mithra there as sort of a protector? And then I found out a little more about that. And if we go back here, we find out that this thing that's being held, where am I here? Just a second, I'll have to. The thing that's being held is called a barsum. And I checked out barsum. You can see it's being held here in this relief that was done from the 4th century. So what is this barsum thing that's so important to Mithra? And barsum is it's part of it's a ritual implement used by Zoroastrian priests to solemnize certain sacred ceremonies. Okay, so it's used in ceremonies, but what is it used for? It says it's a purification ceremony, and the barsman or barsum is not to be confused with a mace. A mace is like a metal rod with a crowned with often crowned with the bull's head. So it's not like a mace. It's not actually a weapon. And it says in present day use, the barsum is a bundle of short metal wires or rods, each about 20 centimeters in length and made of brass or silver. And I know the main component of brass is copper. So it's sort of a bunch of copper rods, which is very interesting. But before the 16th century, apparently the barsum was made of twigs or stems, and there was an elaborate ritual surrounding their collection. And there's not very much information about it, apparently, but what they figure is there's very specific specifications to the length and thickness and so on of these twigs that were supposed to be used. And the way they figure is that these twigs or branches were the connection to the plant world, to the trees and plants. And the object of selecting the barsum from the twigs of a tree is to take it as a representative of the whole vegetable kingdom, for which benedictions and thanks to the Creator are offered. And there's further proof to show that the performance of the barsum ritual is intended to express gratitude to the Creator for his boundless gifts. So I thought, wow, that's quite interesting. It's far from being a weapon, it's actually the connection with the plant world, the earth, and where we get all of our, existence from nature, and the gift of the produce of the earth, it says, and which supplies the means of existence to the human and the animal world. So I thought, wow, that's very, very interesting. And I wondered if maybe Mr. Keshe could shed more light on that, seeing that Mithra is the god of light. It would be nice to be enlightened about that, but I'm not sure if that's too obscure or kind of on a side note. I just wanted to bring that up. I just found it an interesting connection. And I used the image of Mithra with these, with this rock relief, because that was the first image that comes up when you look up Mithra images. And I wanted to know more about that and just use that as a representative for today's meeting. Okay, well, that's my story. Is there anybody else that would like to interact? And again, we invite Mr. Kesh if he would like to.
I'd like to just say something on what you've just been speaking about.
Yes, please do.
Thank you for that. I think that was really enlightening what you've just spoken about, Rick. And I don't want to get into like a position of theology or anything, but if this is a creation of Mithra coming forward and being a person of light, a person who's interacting with the soul of the light, as Mr. Kesh has taught. And so when you interact with the soul of the light, that condition of the fields that is within the matter state and beyond the matter state. And so the representation of the light on this day, the birth of Mithra, and with present situations would be maybe a good and poignant thing. I shall light a candle for the birth of Mithra today and display it so that all around can see this light. I know that light's within the light of each and every soul that's present in on a soul level, but on the physicality level, we're here in physicality, and in these moments and with the wishes that have been made today, I think for me to just to have the presence of that light in physicality to show the beauty of the birth of Mithra. And for me, that as you pointed out, Rick, that implement, that tool, to me would represent the rays of light, the fields of interaction of the thoughts and intentions, and the beauty of Mithra coming forward with full knowledge of humanity. So thanks for it. I think that was a great way of depicting and showing some of the things that we've written about, or we've seen, or what we have, the knowledge of Mithra that has been shared and given. Because I know this name has been not always been shared, and so it's good to release this knowledge and let everybody experience the field strength of this knowledge and this. The beauty that's been born today. Incredible moments.
Thank you, Rick. Beautiful curiosity. I didn't know that, but I think in the middle of the picture is the King Shapur. And at the right, it's Ahura Mazda, the symbol of good and divinity. And I think it's kind of, and at the bottom, you see a body. That's the Emperor of Rome, which has been captured and under his command, the body under the foot of the king. And Mithra is over a lotus flower. So it's similarity with other philosophies. And I think, especially you said it, it's kind of king wanted to say, I am benedicted. That Mithra gives prosperity to my kingdom. It's under his allowance that I am a king. My power is because of her wishes. So they wanted to say it's her who gave them this power over their enemies. just kind of being humble all the time. And also it's light, it's sun, it's mehr, it's love, the love and kindness. Can I add something related to our kind of another subject, Rick? Or
You're with the UC, do what you wish. Absolutely.
Rick, I will say that if somebody wants to share something, first we go to that, then Mehnaz will tell. Mehnaz, how about that?
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening. Sorry to come in. This is the UC session, but today, as a courtesy and love to the Creator, you got to understand why the old ancient time they chose the birth of Mitra to be 21st of December. It's a symbolic birth of becoming enlightened after a long time of ignorance and being like animals, living, understanding only what it needs to eat and sleep and whatever goes with the physical dimension. The symbolic enlightenment and what we see as the light of Mitra, and why what we call 21st of December has been chosen, because it's symbolic in a way that 2021st, the night, is the longest night in the year, showing the darkness, the ignorance of man. And after such a long time of ignorance about the Creator, man has awakened. And that's how the life of Mitra has been celebrated, is enlightenment of the man to understand the presence and what we call existence of the Creator. Man was ignorant. He was just lived in jungles like animals. And a long time, which is the longest night of the year, symbolic of that time, and then enlightens to a new cycle, enlightens to understand the presence of the Creator. In the same process, if you look at all the religions, when they call for confirmation of Messiah, Mitra, Mehdi, is that light, is the time when man will be enlightened again, woken for the second time. Now that has been such a long, dark time of understanding about the God and the rest of it, now he becomes enlightened to understanding of the presence of the soul. And this is that day. Today is that day. For once man became enlightened to understand the presence of the light of the creation after such a long darkness of time. And now, after thousands of years, for the second time today, man is getting enlightened to, even though being aware of the existence of the Creator, to awaken with the light, that light awakeness is the presence of his soul and the Creator. In so many ways, religions and other things have covered it up under different names, but Mitra, Messiah, Messiah in Jewish language and the same in Mehdi, all comes from that name. All is the same, enlightenment. the time when man knows about the truth about himself, the existence of his soul. And as I said many times, maybe for the first time, man today understands the true meaning of Messiah. Once got enlightened with the light of the existence of the Creator, the light of knowledge that what it is, and again today with the light that within him is that the Creator, where we call it the day of judgment. It's when he gets enlightened to understand the whole essence of the creation, and the light is within him, which is the soul of the man, the knowledge to understand. And we will see, as of today, many changes as man has matured to learn what we call to another cycle of what we call existence. Many of you were waiting for the birth of Mitra. Mitra has already been born. Is the presence of understanding is what I call resurrection. What he's come back in the name of man himself. Each one of your souls, nothing else. Your souls, your soul of physicality, or a dimension of physicality, becoming aware of the darkness you lived in for so many years under the name of, doesn't matter what religion or what belief. This is the day of what we call judge. This is the day of enlightenment, where in the past they always covered it under the name of when somebody comes. That someone is you, is your soul, to be enlightened and awakened from such a long night dark of the 20th into 21st. In a way, it's a change. In a way, it's the day of judgment. For judging, recognizing the lights of the Creator within you and nothing else. And you will see changes. Mankind will change rapidly from on. And we will bring that change one way or another. And we haven't started the change. As of yesterday and coming time, you will see a lot of changes in the history of man. We have made moves in so many directions. It's involvement of everyone to reach one point or another. But this is the true understanding of the 21st of December, or the day when the man got enlightened, as is the point of the birth of the soul of the man. For man himself to understand the existence of his own creation and creator, which is within him. And this, in a way, brings a cycle. We will see huge changes to come. The next 2022 is the year of balance, is the year of corrections, is the core base of the change for humanity. And we haven't started it. You as Universal Council members have supported it without you knowing, and you're establishing it through your soul, not your physicality. And I think in a very short few minutes, now we understand the truth about 21st of December and what we call not resurrection of Mitra, but all the prophets promised to this day. Not the day of judgment, but they are a day of enlightenment of man to the existence of his own soul and the new cycle that up to now, before Mitra comes, before the light, the intellect to confirm the presence of the Creator, now man understands the second cycle as of today. It exists of its own soul, the day of judgment. Whatever all prophets promised, today is fulfilled. And today is the day of Mehdi. Today is the day which was promised to be the day of Messiah and the rest, where man now is enlightened fully and we reach every soul. And it's for man to find the source of enlightenment within himself. It's the birth of new cycle for every soul in every corner of the universe. And you shall see huge changes within, and the human race will change very rapidly. But it needs examples, it needs standing out, it needs to be shown, to be guided to work as one in what we call cross borders. And aside from what today stands for, as we guide, we bring the position, Keshe Foundation has made those moves to bring those breakdown through barriers, through borders, through injustices. We have had an extremely successful 5+1 close on Friday, and hopefully during this week, the other parts of it will come together. And in a very direct but indirect way, we had to interfere. As many of you know, the negotiations were just about to break apart. Keshe Foundation, through its work, directly intervened in the background by releasing knowledge to the Americans and to the rest, and bringing an understanding that there is a need for a change, because what we know we can bring the change. And within the week we interfered, we've seen the progress. We've seen how those who were arrogant stepped down, and those who were pushing stepped up to understand what they can do. And thanks to many of you as knowledge seekers, as Universal Council members. I spent a week in the background cajoling with every way for them to understand there is no need for this, and we achieved it. It is a beautiful day, and after 26, when we resume negotiations, we shall see what we call consensus, what we'll call somehow mankind will come to understand that, and to celebrate the opening of the understanding that the nations will change. Keshe Foundation has made its next move with the agreement with Keshe Foundation Arizona, which John is behind it, and Keshe Foundation is a shareholder in Arizona, and Keshe Foundation Iran with Iranian team behind it. Keshe Foundation has structured and has released orders for one flight enhancement unit to be sent directly to Arizona, and one directly to Tehran. The first 3 units, which are completed hopefully in the next few weeks, each one will leave for one center. And we have invited Chinese government, the Iranians, and the Americans to work in these 3 centers together from first week of January to make sure that collectively we create a condition of peace amongst all nations through travel, through space with breaking borders. We have invited NASA at the highest level, the Chinese space, what we call government organization. We have requested from Iran a space and the government to issue the invitations for all to join in Tehran, and the third one in Vienna. And collectively, these 3 units will bring the scientists from 3 nations, or what we call all the nations, to work together to reach the target of 6th of June flights. And you will see at Arizona Center very soon the first flight system. And from there on, every week we add 1 more unit to the enhancement units in Arizona. We were not shipping or exporting any technology to US unless the understanding of the peace would have been established, and we established it. And this gives them more encouragement to open the whole structure of the knowledge between nations. In a way, the first move to bring the borders down has started. And with that, we'll see the peace, and with it, we understand the elevation of the soul of the man to understand more about himself. And it was necessary to do this to show that what mankind was afraid of, and now what it was created to be afraid of, now it becomes a source of the friendship, peace, and in so many ways. Does not matter where you will be in a very short time. In 2022, the knowledge, the technology will be at the reach of every man in every corner of this planet, where you'll be traveling anywhere you like within minutes, but it's done collectively by all the nations. And I thank sincerely and deeply from John in Arizona and the Iranian team headed by Yusuf, and the what we call European team headed by Dr. Klaus. And that this thing will take shape in the next 4 or 5 weeks, where the scientists from different organizations will be invited to come in to collectively to build a system which frees man from physicality of this planet. And everything is separate. We have the Arizona ready to go, and all process in this section has started. What we call the platform for flights in Arizona is getting developed to be ready to accept, and the same will be in Iran, and the same will be what do we call in Vienna. Yesterday, we have signed to establish the first space company in Austria, spaceship company in Austria, ready within the law to accept and bring in the first space unit into Europe, into Vienna, where the heads of the IAEA can be there while the technology is developed to bring the fear of nuclear weapon technology of Iran to an end. We have invited all the space agencies who are effective in this game on a governmental side to join us. And this brings a huge change. This brings, as we said, the first step for the man to wake up from the night of 21st of such a long time darkness of creating borders to create division, and now we break the divisions and the borders down. And this is a beginning of a lot of changes for many of you. By the end of 2022, many of you will not even remember what happened in 2021, because the changes will be so joyful that man will start understanding the process of the creation and the creator and the soul. Because the more people get involved in this, the more people get enlightened. And in the process of developing the space technology for flight, you will see the technology for production of materials within the system, the production of the system for what we call enhancement system. But in reality, you will see the enlightenment of the soul. And this, now you understand what I said. Many of you, when you go into the system, you will see a light glow inside. Is where your soul elevates to understand the totality of the knowledge. And it's the beginning of the change. Today is the day which was promised. Many of you were afraid of the day of judgment, the day of what we call return, and today is that day. And many of you will understand this very soon. Today is the day, what they called eternal Mehdi, the Messiah and the rest. And that is you in that return who now understand how you've been enlightened, how long you've been living in the dark, the last is so long, this light. And this is what it was promised, the return to the next cycle, when man understands his new, what we call true love for Creator and the created himself. We had to do this. And as I said, 5+1 was a catalyst to this, to bring that change. And one day we will release the documents that you understand how the world leaders understood and how we interfered and how we intervened. Thank you very much for all your work, and stay there solid and support the soul of the negotiators and the world scientists who endeavor to break the laws of the past.
Congratulations, Mr. Keshe.
Okay, I see that Gatua has a hand up here. Maybe he'd like to go ahead.
Thank you very much, Rick. Hello, Mr. Keshe. Good evening. I have a question about this transition from very long night to enlightenment. Has this got anything to do with ages? Are we moving from some age to another?
Time does not exist, and age is part of the time.
According to what has been explained as, for example, Pisces, are we moving from Pisces to Aquarius? And what does that mean? Thank you.
We don't have a process of time except when you're in the matter state. And now the totality has moved to a dimension of understanding the totality. We'll see the time that the new knowledge will what we call manifest itself amongst the human race and other races. That then we find out the knowledge we have had up to now is nothing compared to the knowledge which has to become, to be understood. But the beauty of it is from now on, when one understands the knowledge, the rest will do the same. And it's for man to be able to tap to that knowledge, to be able to reach at a point of need. And that's all it is. There's nothing moving to another. It's for man to understand today that from now on, what was promised in all the holy books, the day of judgment, the day of when everyone will be present in the presence of the Creator. That presence is the presence of the soul of the man, not dimension of physicality of the man. And to that, he will be enlightened to the knowledge of the Creator. Those who understand it will endeavor to achieve more, and those who try to ignore it will stay the way they are till they'll be enlightened, till the point where they see the light. But it's not that the light is taken away from them, it's them who will choose. Be it a stone, be it the man, be it the animal, be it any creature in the universe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keshe, for bringing us step by step to this enlightenment. We welcome whatever is ahead, and thank you very much for your teachings.
Okay, if there's no further questions for Mr. Keshe, we have Salamia with the hand up. Perhaps we can hear from her.
Hello, so good to hear from all of you. My soul is very plenty now, happy now. All the night I spent with Mother Mitra. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited, and I just work for her. She is my mother. I feel her like my mother. I love so much her because she's the light of my soul. She's feminine power. And last week I had a lesson for newcomers, and all people just at once understood who is Mitra and what is the role for humanity from the knowledge of entire humanity, elevation of the soul and knowledge at the soul level. I was so happy to find such a group, the Meeting of Souls. It is the name of the group. I invited them to come, and they just came. And I had only newcomers last week. And very, very spiritual, elevated. So they put on my soul a lot of light, the light of Mother Mitra, and I'm happy, and I was happy to hear now from Mr. Keshe that today is a day of judgment at the soul level. For this reason, maybe I couldn't sleep all the night, and I am okay. I feel full of energy, and I have confirmation from Mother Mitra because I lost my smell, but she gave it back to me. And other people from my family also lost the smell, and now Mother Mitra gave this smell, and I hope that my dogs also are okay, because I feel Mitra everywhere on my house. He's a light, he's a happiness, plenitude. I can smell her, I can feel the sunshine on my eyes of my mind. Mitra. Will finish the pandemic on this earth. I can feel it. She finished this because humanity now understood that it's time to be united, to be connected, as in the plasma reality. And I had another confirmation from world leaders. I pass on the television channel and political leaders from European Union and NATO was begging kindly Russia to stop the war, do not start the war against Ukraine. And I said, look, the confirmation of Mitra. And this was one day before, last night. So Mitra came with a message of elevation, the message of peace, the message of understanding, harmony, based on unconditional love which heals this planet right now. Thank you, Mother Mitra. I love you, Mother Mitra, from the bottom of my heart. Please elevate at once the soul of humanity. Please elevate the soul of all leaders on this earth, just to listen to the heart and leave it the ego. Just listen to the soul of man and feel all humanity as a family. Now is the era of entire humanity as a family, united in love, unconditional love, in harmony, for the greater peace. So Messiah Mother Mitra came on the earth and he brought peace on our soul, which healed our soul. She healed my soul. She heals the soul of my family, natural family, and of entire planet. God bless entire humanity. Creator Mitra, our creator, elevated already the soul of humanity. I feel it. And I'm so happy that humanity is wise now and will bring peace on this planet in equal basis. All we are brothers and sisters, and Mitra is our beloved mother. Thank you very much. I love you, Mr. Keshe. I love Universal Council. I love entire planet, entire universe, and Unicos, because love is everywhere. Love is a field of totality. And love is the energy of this field. We feel it in our blood, We feel it in our soul. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Salamia. Is there anyone else that would like to say something at this point?
So happy, Rick. Thank you very much.
Jefferson, I see that you have a hand up. Would you like to go ahead, please?
Hello, Rick. You read me?
Yes, hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Rick. Hello, everyone. This is Jefferson Rodriguez from Brazil. To the Universal Council members, our knowledge seekers friends, to Mr. Kesho, is a honor and a respect to be with you all. And I would like to share. I've been listening to so many beautiful experiences at soul level. I think everybody, I've been feeling this all the time, these fields from everywhere. I think you all are the same, the way that you express yourself. I think we can feel it are different. I think the change is coming. And I'd just like to share experience because yesterday night, I was figuring the positioning that we're gonna have this night also. The position of the moon, the constellation, and the Sirius, the brightest star, as we can see with the naked eyes. So I got my computer, I said, oh, where is this star? And the star was just ahead of the sky, just on the apex. I could figure it out because of the shining of it was bringing. It was amazing. The interesting thing that this shining light didn't move so much, but the moon in its movement, it was moving, but the star was not, due to the positioning of the Earth and the angle with the ecliptical system of the planets runs around our solar system. So I was just thinking about it, and it came in my mind, why do you have so much wars and different religions and the beliefs that has created this mayhem during all these eras and greedy, but normally it's due to some kind of belief or religions that one is better than other. It must have more than the other. It must take from the others. And I was just thinking about this and about the universal system. And then I started to think about how does this knowledge that we've been taking, or better, receiving as a gift from Mr. Keshe, could be explain this situation in the few words, because we know that this knowledge is huge, it's endless, it's a kind of infinity loop. And when we think that we are learning something, we learn that we don't know anything yet. So it's amazing. And thinking about this, and this morning I would like to bring something to the people here. I posted in the chat and the Portuguese language, something that came to my mind earlier this morning. After feeling all the warmth, the sweetness, and it's hard to explain because there is no way we can express what we feel, or what we feel, not what we see. So I posted in the chat room, and I will just bring it to you all. It's, just as a student, as I am, beginner student, but I would like to give to others the opportunity at least to think about things, and not only mechanical, religious or whatever. So I wrote there, if you allowed me to say, when trying to understand Mithraism, where records date back only 5,000 years, that we know is much, much more. And all that we have written and put in the stones, we know that is just to deviate us from the correct one, just to create a new image. But in relation, this Mithraism in relation to the plasma science, I noticed that the totality and the singularity of the universal magnetism that acts in the three fields of the three basic constituent materials of plasma, as matter, antimatter, and dark matter, or transition and principle, matter in its energy and mass, in different order of magnitude on the physical, emotional, and our own main creator soul levels, maybe can explain, maybe a little bit deeper, the dogmas, religions, beliefs, this human emotional divinity called Mithra has a deeper relationship, in my view, with the positioning of the sun, earth, in magnetic and gravitational interaction, and the beginning of winter in the northern hemisphere, as today, 21st of December, where we have had the longest night of the year and the beginning of a new cycle of creation, abundance, planting, and by repositioning the attraction repulsion or magnetic gravitational field between the sun as our creator, one of our creators, and all beings on this planet Earth, make this possible. It's also worth note that this star, the Sirius star, the brightest star to the naked eye, as I said before, is positioned in the middle of the night sky, and we can feel in our body, emotion, soul, the power of the rays and the beauty. So this is my humble vision about this fantastic moment we are living at, where souls meet science. So thank you, Mr. Keshe. And I wish a happy Mithra Day to you all. Thank you very much. And that's what I'd like to bring as I feel inside myself, and the joy that brings, that I believe each one of us, each one that is playing in contact with the plasma through our reactors, cup of life, phonographs, we can understand, we can interact with the higher level energy such a way we can make this difference to change the course of this humanity, in my view. And I'm very happy to be or being part of it. And thank you very much to all of you. It's so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rick. Okay.
Thank you, Jefferson. And while we're on the space subject in a way with planets and stars, you mentioned Sirius as the brightest star. Well, there's also a brighter light besides the moon in our sky these days, which is Venus. Now, Venus is interesting right now because it's going through a transition that currently, for I think up till today or tomorrow, we're able to see Venus very clearly in the evening sky. And it's going through a transition of about a couple of weeks where it will appear in the morning sky in the first week of January. So in a way, Venus is going dark now and becoming light in the morning sky. It'll rise in the morning sky in a couple of weeks. It goes through this fairly amazing transition of, and it's very visible during that time as well because it's close to the horizon, and it's in the early morning and early night, and it's more visible. So it's going through a transition, and it's interesting that in mythology, Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and very much goes along with sometimes known as Aphrodite in the Greek mythology. And it's the brightest natural object in the Earth's night sky other than the moon. So thank you, Jefferson, and I just wanted to add to that.
Yes, thank you, Rick. It's amazing. When you see Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, they, depending the time of the year, they are in the sunrise or close before sunrise or before, after some sundown, some sets, and but they are planets. They reflect the light of the sun in the different angles, and the stars, they have the stars. They receive the energy from the principal star, and so now I understand when you go out from the solar system, we have planets as well. We have rocks, but we have many stars. They are so powerful because they have the connection with the principal universal line math. And I love to see Venus. Always like to do that. And Jupiter and Mercury, they are very wonderful. And they normally bring to the people the happiness and the feeling, as the moon as emotional satellite, to bring it to the physicality, such a wonderful feeling of existence interconnected with all. That was good. Thank you, Rick, for adding that. Thank you very much.
Jefferson, I have to add to this because Venus actually is, as you said, is amazing, and because with the as Mr. Keshe put it that way, that all the prophets that they promised to come back, they're all coming back. So does the Mitra. So Venus, what's happening in terms of all the planetary thing, has gone to Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign that is very hardworking, very goal-oriented. They just accomplish things. And when Venus goes there, and you can go for things you want. But now what's happening this time around, which is really amazing, when it goes with what we talk about, the man is going to understand to the soul. Now Pluto is in Capricorn. Pluto doesn't go for things that you just want, like a slight, like, so for example, it doesn't go, for example, I just want to have a bag, or I just want to have. Pluto makes sure that's what you want is really come from deep within yourself. So it can take you to your darkest night. You can have restless night. You can have so many things, because it drags you all the way down until you really come out clean and see what you want is really what you want. Is nothing like a shallow, like, oh, I just want this. Is nothing. It doesn't come from physicality. It doesn't come from physicality of the man. It comes from the soul of the man. So this is going to be until it started on December 19. It's going to go all the way to January 28. And for some people, if they really want to play a game, they might go through a hard time, because if they want to stay with the physicality, they're just going to have a rough time. But people who are really and getting enlightened, getting open, and see things clearly, and they go with it, don't fight it. Actually, the beauty of it, it comes to the surface, and then you will see the magnificence of the soul of the man. That's how important it is, because we kind of cleaning the house, get rid of all the garbage we don't need.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Asa.
I just wanted to add, in regards to Venus, it only does this thing where it transitions from the evening star to the morning star every 584 days. So it's not like every year that this happens. It's every so many years, or so many long period of time, that it would have the coincidence of happening right now at this time of year, and around the 21st and so on. So it's quite amazing that way. And apparently in the Mayan culture, says in an article here, Kukulkan, the feathered serpent god associated with Venus, passes into the underworld and then is reborn in those 8 days. So when Venus does this thing, it takes just over a week to do this transition, apparently. And the Mayan culture is able to predict. They knew very well, they had the very good calendars in regards to the planets and the stars and so on. And they predicted this time, and it's associated with Venus, because of course they would know these cycles and so on. There's a death and rebirth transition that occurs during this time. So this next week or so, it seems to be the time of transition, apparently.
Yes, Rick, if I can add one view about this. I think Mr. Keshe, I asked Mr. Keshe one of this teaching about this planet's positioning and astrology, astronomy. And he said that we have the whole universe inside us in the plasmatic field strength. So sometimes we wait to see them outside, but they are inside us. Maybe the positioning outside, the magnetic gravitational positioning outside, will interact with the same position inside us, because we have the whole universe inside us. And we just must look inside us. I think that's what Mr. Kerr said about the whole universe is within us. And we must just know where they are and interact with them and interact with the strength of the planets that are coming outside in our solar system. Because we have some planets that are, as we say, personal planets. They are fast. They move position looking from the Earth, but they have another position when you look it from the sun. That's the center. So it's quite interesting. It's a very nice study. I have done it already many years ago. And just to understand the quality of these planets and their strength, how they are made of. But now with this technology, with this knowledge, we can understand when the planet is gaseous, understand when the hydrogen and the helium, how they interact, how the strength that they give, how they push each other, one there, one here, like magnets. So we here in the Earth, we feel this plasmatic field due to angle that they are with us and within themselves. When you have the planets outer from our solar system, like Pluto, Uranus, Neptune. So we are talking about the generation of planets that takes years to just come one round around the sun. So they are all within us. And we don't need to, in my view, wait 300, 400 years to wait one planet, go out from one position through one place in the sky to another. If you can, I don't know how to do it yet. I just try to understand how they work inside myself before I can share it. But as soon as I get it, I will share it immediately. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Azar. Thank
That's
you.
a really important reminder, Jefferson, that all of the conditions and external influences that are going on are in a way just not irrelevant, but nearly so compared to our inner feeling and sensing that is going on. And that's the important part, is reflecting on the inner work rather than all of the external circumstances that happen to be going on and perhaps affecting us in different ways, in different dimensions. But it's all an inside job, as Mr. Kesh says, and the secret is inside your brain.
Yes, thank you, Rick.
Hello, Rick. I just have a announce from myself and Raphael that as we still collectively give from our souls, praying for raising the soul of 5+3, the negotiators and IAEA and Keshe Foundation, for those who desire to join a group at that same time, they can contact by their souls to the time hour the groups do their focus on the target. So the Brazilian group every Wednesday at 6 p.m. does the soul connection for the goals I just said. Also at 1 p.m. every day. And the Iranian group does that every night at 9:30 p.m. So for those who want to be added to the synergy of the soul plasma, to be more effective, they can do it from everywhere they are. Just sit comfortably and send their souls to the goals we just set, and they can stop anytime they want. And at the same time, they can do it any time of the day they wish to. And I thank you very much. And for those who don't know why I suggest that, Mr. Kesh, I'm giving back the teaching I understood. We all have a soul which has its energy, its force, depending on the person, accumulation of acts, words, thoughts, sincerity, purity, etc. And when we send from our souls towards a desired target, if we gather 2, 3, 4, 6, 10 and more of the same people with the same intention, the plasma of each soul is added to the plasma of the others. And it creates a lot of triangles and star formation, and bigger, it becomes a big plasma of souls. And maybe at some point it becomes transmuted to a force like a laser and can move the mountains. That's the power of synergy for those who thought that this week when they did it by themselves, they were not feeling that it's so effective. So 6 p.m. Brazilian group, 1 a.m. Brazilian group, and 9:30 p.m. Iranian group. You can connect your soul as long as you want. Thank you very much. Of course, Raphael kindly sent the Zoom of Wednesday, 6 p.m., which I have put on the chat tonight. But it's not really necessary. You can just visualize to be with the group.
Okay, we should probably wrap things up soon here, I think. Unless there's further discussion.
It's about 3 hours, so we wrap things up. Anybody wants to read this last platform, you can read it, or I can read it, doesn't matter. Thank you all for being here for another platform for UC members to connect with the soul of the man. I give freely from my soul to all souls in existence. Take what you need, the Universal Council.
I am present. Thank you, Azar.
I'm present.
I am present.
I'm present.
I am present. And thank you, everybody, for being present here in the 201st One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, December 21st, 2021. A lot of twos and ones, 201, 21, 20, 21. Just coincidence, of course. thank you for being here, and thanks to the Universal Council for presenting another show here, a special one on the birth of Mithra. And thank you, Mr. Kesh, for a special appearance here today as well. And what else can we say? We've got the Kesh Plasma Reactor Group coming up starting Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central European Time. And people are welcome to present any of their plasma technology replications or bring your questions or concepts that you'd like to work through with others that enjoy that kind of thing. And of course, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up Thursday, December 23rd at the usual 9 a.m. Central European Time. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm going to play the Christmas bundle video and also the flight enhancement spaceship unit to go out with. Okay, thanks everyone. See you next time around.